What's up, my comic comrades? Today's episode is bittersweet because we are starting the beginning of the end for one of my all-time favorite comic book series, DCeased, with its brand new miniseries, War of the Undead Gods. Sadly, this will be the finale for the DCeased universe, but hey, all good things must come to an end, right? And I think we'd all rather them end this universe on a high note rather than just milk it dry. Anyway, we're gonna break down how the series kicks off in issues 1 and 2, and let me tell you, in true DCeased fashion, things get crazy right away. Issue 1 starts off in the past on Krypton, specifically the city of Kandor, as we see Kara-El, aka Supergirl, being rushed to a rocket ship by her parents to get to safety as Kandor is currently being attacked by Brainiac and Krypton will blow up soon after. She tells her parents, "I don't want to leave you," but her dad says, "And we don't want you to leave us either, Kara, but this is all that's left." Her mom then says, "Knowing you're safe, we can face what's to come. We could face Brainiac. He will take Kandor, and Krypton will be gone soon after." Her mother then hugs her saying, "But we do not end here. You carry the best parts of us within you. Live for us, Kara. Live for all of us." We then see her rocket away from Krypton as it blows up, with captions from her parents continuing to say, "It will take many years for you to reach your new home, daughter, but you will sleep on your voyage. Krypton will be long gone. To you, it will seem like no time has passed. We have searched throughout the universe and we found a planet. When you reach this world, you will have incredible abilities. But you will not be alone in this. There will be others on this world with fantastic powers. You will be special but not apart," as we see her land on this new world approaching the civilization, saying, "Hello." Captions from her parents continue to say, "We are sending you to New Genesis. Jor-El would send his son to live with the primitive. We are sending you to live with gods, malevolent gods devoted to peace. This is not just survival, this is more. This is how we show our love for you, Kara. This future is the greatest gift we could give you." Which, as we see, is extremely ironic considering New Genesis has been infected by the anti-life equation, with zombie versions of the new gods attacking Kara as soon as she lands, inevitably catching her, infecting her with the anti-life equation as she screams in pain. The issue then gives us a brief recap of the heroes and villains lost over the 5 years that have passed since the anti-life equation infected Earth. But then came the cure, curing such heroes as Green Arrow, who was previously infected. We are then brought back to the new DC Trinity consisting of John Kent Superman, Damian Wayne Batman, and Wonder Girl. We see Damian tell John, "I could come with you." He replies, "It's space, Damian." Damian then tells him, "I'm Batman." With John saying, "I'm going to the center of the sun." Damian says once more, "I'm Batman," which is hilarious. Long story short, we find out that the strongest heroes still left are on a mission to the sun to retrieve Superman and inject him with the cure, who's been feeding on the heart of the sun for 5 long years. So John Kent goes to retrieve his father so they can cure him, while Cassandra Cain, who now possesses the power of Shazam, Cyborg, Green Canary, Wonder Girl, and Mary Marvel, stand watch as backup. John is able to lure his dad out, at which point Green Canary uses the greatest weapon in the universe to hold the unloving Man of Steel. But he shattered it like glass, at which point all the heroes work together to restrain him as Cyborg injects him with the cure. We are then taken to Earth 2, where all the heroes of Earth 1 have made their new home after the anti-life equation ravaged their Earth. We see John Stewart and Guy Gardner Green Lantern talking to Lois, the president of Earth 2, as a boom tube opens up, with John Stewart panicking, saying, "We're under attack. All Lanterns and the Justice League members, report." But they see it's their friends and fellow members of the Justice League, as Damian Wayne Batman, John Kent Superman, and Cyborg start walking out, with Damian saying, "It's just us." And well, as Clark Kent Superman walks out greeting his wife Lois Lane, saying, "Madam President." He's even got a new cybernetic arm, as Wonder Woman chopped off his arm when he was infected. Lois breaks down in tears running to him, saying, "Smallville?" As Superman's father Jonathan Kent also walks out, having been cured, hugging his son Clark and reuniting with his wife Martha. After Mr. Miracle and Big Barda bring the heroes here to reunite, Mr. Miracle says, "Well, it's time we return to New Genesis. Jacob has waited long enough. I don't know when we'll be back." And for those of you curious, Jacob is Mr. Miracle and Big Barda's son. And with that, they boom tube back to New Genesis. Meanwhile, Alfred walks away saddened after seeing families reunite, saying, "Excuse me." Damian then walks over to him, saying, "You couldn't have known." And Alfred tells him, "Master Grayson, Tim, Bruce." Damian then says, "Even Bruce didn't know. You did what you had to at the time." Alfred replies with tears in his eyes, "Do not try to absolve me of this. They could have been saved. I pulled the trigger 3 times. I killed my sons." This is actually extremely sad and gut-wrenching, as Alfred is saddened and pissed at himself for shooting Grayson, Tim, and Bruce, killing them, because if he didn't kill them and somehow was able to restrain them somewhere, they could have used the cure on all 3 of them and cured them. Anyway, the next day we see Brainiac's probes approach Earth 2, and before Jessica Cruz's ring could even finish sounding the alarm, John and Clark were already engaging. And by the time the rest of Earth 2's Green Lanterns arrived, the Superman had already torn the probes to pieces. We then see Guy Gardner say, "Seriously? You didn't want to save any for us?" Jessica then speaks up and says, "Guy, his probe saw us. He won't be far behind. Brainiac will be coming." And she was right. Brainiac's ship arrived hours later. Clark and John go inside to check it out, only to see that Brainiac no longer is a threat, as he's missing his legs and his right arm. We then see a devastated Brainiac hanging there saying, "We have to stop them. The gods are dead. But still they come, Kal-El. They will poison the universe. The dead gods will end everything." And that brings issue 1 to an end. And before we see where the story picks up in issue 2, we want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring today's episode. You probably won't be shocked to hear that your boy likes to eat, but I've also been trying to eat healthier and cleaner. However, with a couple little kids running around in a crazy busy lifestyle, it's not always easy for my wife and I to hunt down recipes and gather the fresh ingredients, which is why we are big fans of today's sponsor, HelloFresh. The thing I love most about HelloFresh is that they take care of everything from the recipe to the ingredients, which is perfect for someone like me because my cooking skills end at PB&J and scrambled eggs. So the pre-measured ingredients and easy to follow recipe instructions make preparing a great seasonal meal foolproof. In fact, we were able to enjoy some of HelloFresh's delicious meals this week, and the fully loaded pork taquitos were crazy good. So if you have a packed schedule this fall, HelloFresh has meals covered with a weekly selection of 30+ recipes and 70+ convenience items, all delivered to your door. HelloFresh also offers veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals to make it easy to eat healthy without compromising on the delicious. Not to mention, HelloFresh is up to 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant or grocery shopping, according to some estimates. But check it out for yourself. Click the link in our description or go to HelloFresh.com and use code VariantComics65 for 65% off plus free shipping. It's no accident that HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. They make cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable. Again, visit HelloFresh.com and use code VariantComics65 for 65% off plus free shipping, or click the link in the description. Now, at the beginning of DCeased War of the Undead Gods issue 2, we see Mr. Miracle and Big Barda returning to their homeworld of New Genesis, like they said they were in issue 1. And they're both extremely nervous to see their son Jacob after not seeing him for 5 years. The comic says the two gods stepped through a boom tube, ready to see their son again in paradise. But the home of the new gods was paradise no more. The celestial city had fallen, their home gone. Family, friends, but Barda only had one thought in that moment: Jacob, where is he? As she screams with tears. Barda then sees a black and red boom tube that opens and starts to go through it, but Scott, aka Mr. Miracle, tells her, wait, we have no idea what's happened to that boom tube or where it leads. She says Jacob could be through that. I'm going in, Scott, but a voice then says, stop, you cannot. As we see the Black Racer, the god of death, tackle her away from the portal, as she looks at her hand, which has now been reduced to a skeleton. Black Racer says, she is a god, she will heal. Scott then asks, what is that? What the hell happened here, Black Racer? He answers, Darkseid. Scott says, Darkseid is dead. Black Racer tells him, yes, unliving Darkseid struck. All that weren't killed are now agents of the anti-life. The mother boxes have been infected with the anti-life virus just as the new gods have been. And now only the dead or unliving can pass through the doom tubes. Barda asks, where do the doom tubes lead? Where is unliving Darkseid? As the next page shows us that Darkseid is attacking the homeworld of Sinestro, which was the home to 7 billion people. His homeworld then sends out a distress call saying, we are under attack. The entire planet. We're dying. Sinestro and his Yellow Lantern Corps get the distress call, and of course he heads there to save his planet. As Sinestro says, I will not let my planet die. As captions in the comics say, a threat to us all turned enemies into allies. It made for some very unlikely partnerships, as we're brought back to Earth where Brainiac is trying to convince Superman, Batman, Guy Gardner, and Lois Lane that he wants to work with them to defeat the Undead Gods. Even offered him the bottled city of Kandor, the last surviving city of Krypton, saying, I understand your hesitation and distrust. I offer you this as a show of good faith. Batman asks, and why are you willing to give this up, Brainiac? He replies, I collect knowledge. If the universe dies, knowledge dies with it. As Superman, holding the city of Kandor, staring at it, says, we are facing the end of all life. I will do anything to stop that from happening. I will do whatever I can to protect the spark in this universe. Brainiac then says, with every wasted word we speak here, the anti-life spreads and more life slips into darkness. The odds of you saving existence, and Superman finishes his sentence saying, are irrelevant. We will reach out to every ally we have in the universe. We will fight back, basically reluctantly agreeing to work with him. Meanwhile, Sinestro and his corps attacked Darkseid with a caption saying they targeted every unliving god on the planet and unleashed. But their blast never hit the planet, as we see Kyle Rayner and his wife Sornik Natu, who is also a Green Lantern and Sinestro's daughter, stop their blasts thinking they were attacking his home world. And as they're arguing with Sinestro, the comic says, and then came something neither Green Lantern nor Yellow Lantern could possibly have foreseen, a Kryptonian. As we see an infected Supergirl knock out Kyle Rayner while flying past him and using a mother box to infect Warworld with the anti-life, killing several Yellow Lanterns in the process. At this point, Darkseid comes up to join the battle, with Sinestro telling his daughter, don't hold back, use everything, we have to destroy him. But Supergirl comes flying in yet again, disrupting their attack, at which point Darkseid grabs Sinestro by the head and rips it off after Sinestro screams to his daughter, run. Please, I need you to live, daughter, please. so you could free my home world. But wait, it gets better. With Sinestro dead, his ring starts looking for a new wielder, and it finds it in Darkseid, flying to him saying, you have the ability to instill great fear. At which point Darkseid puts it on saying, everything fears the end of life, becoming an unliving Yellow Lantern Darkseid with Supergirl right next to him. And with that, the comic ends. What can I say besides, wow, these two issues are a perfect reason why the DCeased universe is some of my favorite comics ever published by DC. It's just so good. You never know what's gonna happen on the next page, and the fact that Darkseid killed Sinestro like it's nothing, and now is a Yellow Lantern, I cannot wait to see what the next 6 issues have in store. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you guys think of this series thus far? Let us know in the comments. First up for the week of October 18th, we have DCeased War of the Undead Gods issue 3. As a warrior princess is born on Themyscira, an old god comes to warn of a threat of the new gods and one who is now a Yellow Lantern. Here we have Gunslinger Spawn issue 13. Javier is on the run from the demons of his past, but a trip through his memories reveals a secret that might just turn the tide in his favor. Next up is Thor issue 28. Hammer versus Tongue, Thunder versus Symbiote, Golden Hair versus Pointy Teeth. It's the epic finale of this dark, twisted team-up between Thor and Venom. How will events of the current Venom series impact the future of Asgard? Fourth on our list, we have Flashpoint Beyond issue 6. The fate of the Flashpoint Earth hangs in the balance as Thomas must make the ultimate choice. What will happen to this fractured reality, and what does it mean for the DC universe at large? And finally, our Halloween pick of the week is Crypt of Shadows issue 1 by legendary writer Al Ewing. Every once in a while, the heroes of the Marvel universe venture into the darkness that lurks into the hidden corners of the world. There lurk the creatures, monsters, and vampires who haunt the shadows. And this is a fun collection of tales where the heroes face the darkness around All Hallows Eve. And that's gonna bring today's episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all the content, subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the channel grow. But other than that, I'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.